Welcome back, guys, to Cooking with JoroGaming. This is the second episode. I did a introduction, and that was with talking about taste testing, you know, trying your own food, trying others' food. So what we're going to be learning in this episode is what exactly is cooking. I know you're eager to just jump right on in and start cooking, but first, answer this question. What is cooking, guys? What do you feel cooking is? Throw me a comment. You know, do whatever you need to do to answer that question. But, guys, heat and temperature are not the same thing. A lot of people, when they're talking about cooking, they're like, let's fire up that grill, okay? Let's fire it on up. Let's throw some ribs on there, some steak. Does everyone sound like that? Yeah, I think anybody that's not me does sound like that. So, when we're talking about heat is energy, okay? That can be transferred. So, I mean, we learned that in third grade. That's basic third grade physics, if you're talking about it. But what it is, heat is actually something that can be transferred. It is a flame-based thing. It can also be conducted through not plastic, but like metal, but glass and metal and stuff like that. So it's so great, and that is an essential to cooking for sure. Heat is. So when you're talking about temperature, that's a system of measurement that allows us to quantify how much energy is in a specific system. So that can be a piece of meat, that can be an egg, and we can measure that through thermometers and such, and it's very helpful because then we can see when there's a safe temperature and all that stuff. So you have to specify that heat capacity, and heat capacity is how much heat can belong in a single object for that object to be safe to consume. Now, you've probably had, maybe not food poisoning per se, but you've maybe felt sick after eating something once. And that was because it wasn't raised to the proper temperature. Now, heat had been introduced to the equation, but maybe not enough heat to allow that temperature to really hit that spot for that quantified space capacity for heat. So that's something we all have to consider when we're cooking, is making sure to know. And I like to keep a like a chart around. I have them memorized. I used to work at Chipotle, so I know that pork needs to be what's like 145, chicken or pork's 165, and chicken's 165 as well. Steak, you're gonna want about 145. Now that's pretty up to you too. Pretty much up to you, I should say. Not pretty up to you. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's up to you because I know a lot of people like rare steak, and that's just really applying it over low heat. I mean, it's nothing crazy. But yeah, people like their things, and so that's a little bias. That's up to you. So we know the freezing point of water, and that's 32. So that comes into effect when you're keeping something, when you're freezing an item, because freezing something it really locks in all the flavor. It keeps it alive. A lot of people freeze their fish. It keeps it fresh. A lot of people say it won't, but it does. It still maintains a lot of the good qualities that a fish has, and I love frozen fish. It's not a big deal to me. So 130 degrees is a medium rare steak. Now this is what I was talking about. That's medium rare, and there is a not so much a theory, but it's something that's been used for years, and that is that is something with your fingers here. I might include a chart here, but if you use your pointer finger and your thumb, push them together, that meaty flesh on the inner of your thumb is supposed to resemble what that meat's supposed to feel like at a given temperature. Though that's rare, there's medium rare, there's all that stuff. So a lot of people use that. It's a pretty rough way of looking at it, but it does work. So yeah, 160 or 150 is a medium well steak. That's how I like mine. Occasionally I like the medium, but I'd say medium well is my go-to for a good old steak. Then 160 to 180 is a well-done steak. 212 is the boiling point, and 300 above is a browning reaction. It's the Maillard browning reaction, and that is 300 degrees plus. That's when oil starts to do its thing. It's when sugar caramelizes. It's where you get your caramel from, but that is actually very much used in the cooking industry. So you gotta know your temperatures. It's very important. So I hope this helped with that. That's definitely a basics here to start cooking. So when we're talking about transferring energy and heat, we are talking about searing, crisping, cooking, and making grill marks, all that business, and sauteing. Now, sauteing, all these are different practices for transferring heat, whether it be a quick transfer of heat, just kind of searing in the flavors on the outside, or if you're really like, oh, hang on, I'm gonna get up here. Hello? Oh, he's not doing that right there. Or if you need to scramble your eggs, you're gonna want that over a heat for a small amount of time. But oh, there we go, nice. But you want to make sure it's all done, all evenly coated, all evenly cooked out, because you're not gonna want to eat a raw egg. That's no. That's a no, guys. Everyone should know that. I shouldn't even have to say that. I shouldn't have to say that, guys. You should know it. But yeah, I mean that's a good topic, is transferring heat. I could talk about that forever because it's so important. It's so important to get that, especially when you're cooking something. You know, you got a lady over and you're trying to impress her. If you want to saute that steak, crisp up that outer shell ever so nicely, it's gonna taste so good. Lock in those expensive spices that you got, because you don't want them to go to waste. You don't want them to char up and just taste like a big block of carbon. That's disgusting. No one's gonna love you if you cook like that. Okay, that's a promise. No one's gonna love you. Anyways, since I got pretty real there, let's get back in this game. I'm losing. Maybe I should record this stuff and whatnot. Oh, I guess something I didn't talk about was conduction. It's the direct transfer of energy from one solid body to another. Conduction is what you use when you stick something straight over a flame. There's no, so you're transferring that heat straight to a pan, and then that pan, however, is, oh, where's this guy at? That pan is heating something up, so it's not really a direct transfer per se. But yeah, so it's burning your hand on a pan would, I guess, be a great representation of this. It's a bad thing to do. Don't grab a pan when it's hot. It's pretty obvious. You've been taught that forever, you silly children. Oh man, shoot! This gun does not kill fast. I forgot about that. Hello? Oh, dang it. Yeah, so that's conduction. Convection, however, is the transfer of one solid body to another through the intermediate of a fluid. That's a liquid or gas. So, oh gosh, we lost heavily here. Oh my gosh. It's an efficient method of heat transfer through cooking, like, let's say heated up oil is going to be a convection method. Heated oil around an object is going to cook it. Probably outer faster than inner, because it has to actually use the heat from that fluid, which is pretty basic stuff. You can broil chicken and all that stuff. Now, radiation is another type of energy. It's using electromagnetic waves. It's the heat you're feeling when you're close to a fire. Or hold your hand above a preheated pan or something like that, just to kind of check it out. Radiation. So yeah, guys, that I guess we can cover microwaves too, but I think everybody knows how to do that. There are some speculations to making a better microwavable object by putting it strategically in a place, or putting some water in there to make it moist, but that's all speculation, I think. But, guys, that is episode 2 of Cooking with Joro. Hopefully you learned something about heat. And we will see you in the next episode. See you guys.